Now, why not step into the role yourself? Experience Renacita's conclusion firsthand. Oh, and I made a personal appearance for the grand finale in Renacita. I couldn't very well abandon my rather childish subordinates like that, could I? A light so blinding it lays bare all the filth. A world where every prayer is answered. Just like a dream, wouldn't you say? Ah, if only Ashinohara could have... You had so many companions.
Every single time, he succeeded in saving them. If only I could have... Ashinohara. Am I envious of what he has achieved?
A little sideshow before the end. You don't mind, do you?
No chance. Too late to escape. A life as fleeting as the first snow. Raining moon. Swirl. For all wishes spoken, this vessel If my blade had been keener, could I have... Is my focus slipping? Why is this even surfacing now?
Take your time. We're almost at the finale. Come, let's go. Thoughts on the show?
You showed me all this because the Fraxidus wants to replicate assimilation within the blessed maiden herself. You want me for the possibility that I could become the Threnodian's resonator in the...
I won't deny it. After all, among all the Mikos of Flaming Sakura, only you can see through that Sutsu and see a future so clearly entwined with the Threnodians. That is your gift, your talent.
It is a dangerous curse.
From Ashinohara's legends and the Space Trek Collector's investigative reports, you know who Rover is by now. As a savior yourself, what do you think of his capabilities?
He's strong.
He can afford to be more effusive. Unlike you, who failed Ashinohara time and again, he is the perfect savior. But let's be brutally honest. This world doesn't have a second Rover. He saved Jinjo and Renacita. But what about Honami? Solaris is full of dark corners like Honami. Places the Savior's light will never reach. You, Miko of Flaming Sakura, have a gift. You might not fear the curse of the Thenodian or the Ment, the weight of an entire world on a single pair of shoulders. Solaris needs more saviors, doesn't it? I'm just using the Threnodian to bring more of them into this world.
You mean you want to use its power the way Rover once did?
I've tried before, but a miracle like Fleur-de-Lis requires a billion coincidences. And Mia? Nothing but the delusional ravings of Leviathan. Even the one that appeared in Renacita at the end was just a hollow, mute shell. But with your help, everything changes. You could wield the Threnodian's power just as Rover did. Honami would not be a ruin, and Ashinohara would finally have its true savior.
I have to admit, your proposition is tempting. I desire vengeance against the Threnodian. That is why I seek greater strength. I stayed in Lahairo to forge a blade sharp enough to kill it. But I will not discard my dignity as a human for it. I will not become the very horror I hate. Not even for retribution.
You stand on Honami's soil. You stand on a graveyard of millions. Go on. Ask them if your dignity as a human matters. I think they tell you that simply staying alive is what matters. Eternal Miko, you know your limits. You've crawled through countless defeats, barely protecting Ashinohara from the Threnodian's assault. But what of the future? You are no savior like him. When you fall, you will take up the Sutsu. You will walk this lonely, futile path. We could always talk about the former, Miko. The bodies of the left behind are ephemeral. You'll find I am far more durable.
I'm faster in my mech, you know?
candy. It's a new flavor. Sigrika and Linnae suggested it. Great for lifting spirits.
Alright, Luke. What's the word on this exostrider plan?
My conversation with Lucilla went well. She's on your side. Your showing during the Dark Side incident also helped speed up the Academy's internal review. That said, you've been a student here for less than a year. You'll need the Space Trek Collective's approval to officially activate the exostrider. Their biggest financial backer is the New Federation. And of course, they answer to an entire board of investors. And to them, the exostrider is definitely a high-value asset. I've been flooding their desks with reports. Your Academy investigation record, your latest test scores from Abel College, and a full physical adaptability eval I wrote myself.
And were they rejected?
We got a meeting. But when that much money's involved, conflicts of interest make everything move very slowly. Unlike Jinzhou or Renesita, they've got far too many cooks in the kitchen.
I'm worried we don't have that kind of time.
Exactly. Which is why we're going to strike first. Besides, things have changed. It all comes down to this guy. This is Chase, head of the Space Trek Collective. He just got back to Lehigh Roy on a Triumph avionics ship from the New Federation. President Lucilla, Professor Mornier, and I have all put in a good word. You'll be meeting him at the Research Institute. Chase started as a low-level employee at Ashridge Energy in the New Fed. Then, he dropped off the grid for a few years before resurfacing in a government position. After that, he left the government and started diving into multiple large-scale investment projects. Some say he's still been Ashridge Energy's man the whole time, but no one's been able to prove it. He's sharp, low profile, and very smooth. At his age, he's seen it all. His only real concern is if the exostrider's pilot can be controlled. Normally, they'd pick Academy synchronists who have been signing stacks of NDAs since day one. But
Sounds like his attitude changed. Does that have something to do with the changes you mentioned?
come in. Let's talk over some hot drinks. I heard Lucilla asked for your help after the ceremony. How did it feel working with her?
Well, at first she was pretty dominant, steering the conversation the whole time. But now I understand it's because this academy means so much to her.
Based on your intel, the reactor core has been returned. Ideally, we'd wait for the Exostrider to awaken before trying to help Imyth or confront the Thrunodian. But recent readings from the Institute's Strider Gate monitors, they're off the charts. Void matter reactivity is spiking. The Space Trek Collective is getting twitchy. If Thrunodian Aleph 1 breaks the seal, all of Solaris will be at risk, not just Lahai Roy. Now, the Collective didn't establish itself here without binders full of contingencies for a Thrunodian event. Problem is, every one of those plans would scorch decades of scientific progress. Which, in our case, actually gives us some leverage. Enough to have a real conversation with their head.
Then I'll convince him. I'll show him that the lowest casualty count is the only one that makes sense. He'll have to approve me as the synchronist who pilots the Exostrider. Luke, you mentioned you have contacts in the Black Shores. And this workspace of yours, it's secure, right?
Guaranteed. What are you thinking?
Lahai Roy is closed off from the outside world. Public comms are probably tapped by Fraxidus moles inside the Academy. Right now, I need a direct line to the Black Shores.
I see. Give me a moment. I'll establish the link and leave the rest to you.
I received your call, Rover. Is the situation in Lahai Roy that dire? You look exhausted.
Frequency loss has been resolved. The Lahai Roy is under imminent Thrunodian threat. I need your help, Shorekeeper.
Understood. For this purpose, both I and the Black Shores exist.
Any additional intel on the Exostrider within the Tethys system? Verified or not, I need everything you have. I trust Luke. You can speak freely.
Records confirm that Luke Herson has been providing critical assistance and intelligence to the Black Shores. I trust your judgment. Academy, most information fell under their seal of secrecy. However, in its early days, you mediated negotiations between the Academy and the Roya. Through that process, the Black Shores gained partial access to certain archived insights. The Space Trek Collective fears that due to the Exoswarm's division, the Exostrider, even upon awakening, might not have enough power to face the Thrunodian. This concern led to the Augmented Resonance Initiative, the Synchronists. The system does not recommend this method. We have intel that deep beneath Lahai Roy lies the keystone left behind by the Exostrider long ago. It rests directly atop the seal on the Strider Gate. You can think of it as a kind of lock. You do not need a cockpit to pilot the Exostrider. So long as its activation sequence remains unobstructed, you may pilot it using the keystone.
Is it because I'm its orbiter?
Precisely. For one who shares its origin, a cockpit would be more of a hindrance. As for Imeth, I think Dr. Luke's proposal is viable.
You mean using the exoswarm-like shell that appeared in the cockpit to look for her?
Yes, the connection between frequencies will help. Rover, bring her with you when you activate the Exostrider.
Sure. On there. The Black Shores will need to keep a closer eye on the High Roy.
I understand.
I'm counting on you, Shorekeeper.
As long as I may be of help to you, I am content. Please return safely from the Strider Gate, my star.
I will. Don't worry.
I'll inform Lucilla. Take your time finishing that drink before you head out.
What do you think? I'm about to ask a man to sign off on a crazy plan. And I can't even promise him it'll work.
Nobody has a plan they promise will work. If Chase agrees, it's because he's betting that you're his best option. Just take the win. At the end of the day, it all comes down to the person.